Okay, we're here at White Glove, which is an exotic car shop owned by this man right here, Alex. Say hello, Alex.
Hello, Alex.
So what is your place? Well, you mainly deal with like Ferraris and Lamborghinis, right?
We service Ferraris and Lamborghinis on the internet, and we service anything and everything in real life.
And you do anything for anybody's car?
Literally anything car.
Yeah.
Period.
And what is this?
That is a pile of stuff going in storage.
And let me show you what it is actually. If you can look right there, do you know what that is? That is a Demon logo. That is a fender off a Demon. That is a front bumper off a Demon. And there's the radials that came off the Demon. And these are, as you can probably guess, the thing that Chrysler puts on the car for shipping. But what other parts do we have in here, Alex?
There's some underbody shields and stuff that are not on that pallet.
Okay. So what are those parts doing there?
Gonna be collecting dust for quite a while, be my guess.
Okay. So I will tell you what we're doing is we're going to show you our Dodge Hellcat Demon. And here's the situation. I had a Dodge Hellcat Redeye. It was sublime green. I also happen to own a sublime green Superbird, a sublime green AA Arcuda, and I also have a sublime green 1970 446 pack Shaker Cuda. And what happened to my Redeye was it got crushed by a tree, unfortunately, in a tornado. And let's take a look at this bad boy right here. What did we do to this car here, Alex? Explain it.
We did a factory wide body kit and then put the factory hood pins in it.
Yep, and we also did some other things to it too. Because the car has a limiter on this top end.
Not anymore.
But that's tied to the tires. Maybe you could explain that.
I don't know what reason they did it, but they originally, when these cars, or the new 170s, when they came out, they put a limiter on them at like 155 miles an hour for some reason. And whether that's tires or just they don't want people going 200 and killing themselves. But we removed that and then did a little software update, and it's now it's making about 80 horsepower more than what it should have, and it'll run E85.
Well, on E85, what is the horsepower now? It's like to the wheel.
I knew you were going to ask me this.
It's like, what, 980 or something?
It was just under 1,000, or right at 1,000 horsepower at the wheels.
That's at the wheel.
Yeah.
So
it won't keep the tires on the ground.
They won't keep the tires on the ground. Now, one of the things you're probably going to ask yourself is why? Why would you do that to a Dodge Hellcat Demon? Well, first off, Alex, people buy expensive Ferraris from you and then they put kits on them, right? Sure. And they look 10 times better. Am I right?
There are some that would love to kill me for doing it, and there's others that think it's amazing. So,
but it looks 10 times better.
I mean, I'm a fan of all of them. I love those kits.
And do you think this car looks better with the wide body kit?
Not even a question.
It's not even close, right?
No, this car's stupid without it.
Yeah, it's just stupid without it. And by the way, if anybody is a real, true fan of Mopar, you'll know that on the Redeyes and stuff, you could get the hood pins. Why didn't this car come with hood pins? Why didn't this car come factory with wide body, 2 sets of rims, and everything else? Well, you know, when they came out with the Demon in 2018, that's what they did. They put regular wide body Hellcat rims on it, and they had a wide body on the front. But when they did this one, they came up with this, in my opinion, bogus claim that, oh, we want to make it lighter so it can pull a wheelie. No, I think it's because they didn't want to give you 2 sets of tires, okay? Now, one of the problems that we are running into with doing a conversion of this kind, and I'm going to have Alex explain it. Alex, what is the problem with the suspension?
It's drag suspension. So it kind of reminds you of driving your grandfather's Lincoln Continental down the highway. It's just nice and floaty, like a couch on wheels. Super comfortable, but it's not very racy. You'd end up in a ditch if you try to turn.
So if you wanted to make it drive like, say, a regular old Hellcat Redeye, what would you have to do to the car?
So we have a and you're gonna hate me, but I don't remember the manufacturer. There's a couple different companies out there who are doing a conversion kit to make these go back to a street, more setup for the street. So we'll do a complete set of coilovers, all new suspension. We'll take all your factory stuff and wrap it up just like we did the rest of it and store it until you're ready to sell it or put it back together again.
So here's the thing, folks. If all you want to do is race the car and that's it, then leave it the way it is normally.
Or you do what most people are doing with them. You know, the 90% of these guys never drive them. They've got no miles on them. They're brand new sitting in the garage. So, you know, I actually appreciate the fact that you use your cars. So you'll get out and get some miles put on it.
I plan on driving the car like a regular car every single day, and you can look right here. You can see the last call. You can see that it is a Demon. And you can also see that it's been converted to a wide body. Now, Alex, explain what it took to convert it to a wide body. What had to be ordered part-wise?
It's a whole new front end. The only thing that's I'm trying to think if there's anything on the front. But the only thing that's stock on the front is the hood. But the fenders, the fender flares, the underbody shields, the front bumper, the skirts, the front air dam, and then all the plastics underneath. Everything's all for the wide body car. So it's complete, probably from about midway down the subframe or midway down the car itself, all the way down on the underneath side's all replaced. So
for anybody who doesn't know, the bumper had to be replaced too, because you can see how the wide body comes down and merges into it. The wide body bumper has the clips already inserted, whereas the Demon one did not. The other thing is the fenders also have the slots so that this can bolt or snap in, and then on top of it, it has a bracket that this sits on top of. So all of that had to be replaced, and we also had to order 2 new Demon emblems.
Yep.
Because we left the original ones on the car. So you can see the Demon emblems right there. And we want to drive this car like a normal car every day. And this is what it takes to make the car look really cool. Now, what I really love about this car is the interior. I searched high and low to get one that had this color interior, because I think it sets off the green. But here, look at here. This is the problem. Look at this. Now, I can tell you on a regular Hellcat, you can't put in 4 fingers. You can barely put in 4 fingers. But see, on this one, this is sitting up extremely high. I can put a whole fist in there. So I guess, Alex, we're gonna drive it and see how it drives. But you're saying it just doesn't drive very good.
It's really comfy. I mean, if you want to do 65 down the highway, great ride. If you want to do 80, you better hold on, because it's a little floaty.
It's a little floaty.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I can tell you, I picked this car up in Austin, and I literally drove it from Austin to St. Louis, and I can tell you that it was scary driving the car on the drag radials. This car, cars are made, the top speed of cars are made to the tire. So you don't make a car go 300 miles an hour with a tire that can go 200 miles an hour. So the tires have a lot to do with how fast they can make the car go. But when you have drag radials, I don't think they're made to go very fast. We're talking about like 200 miles an hour, which the car is capable of.
I'm not a drag guy. I did it when I was a kid, probably 20 years ago or 25 years ago. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the reason why they restricted. You probably know better than I do.
How long did it take for the whole conversion?
What did we have this for? Well, we did the radar detector too, and obviously we had to paint and do all this stuff. So I think it was about a 4 or 5 week deal, including the installed radar detector.
What do you think the total cost is to?
I don't know. I gotta go inside. It's on your. The boys said they got your invoice. I'll total it up for you. So I hope you brought a couple checks with you.
It's not cheap, but if you're a true fan of Dodge Challenger, like I am, okay, and you want to drive the car, I can tell you when I drove it from Austin to St. Louis, it was scary. It was scary. It was wobbling all over the road. It rattled. Okay, it was like clearly made only to go straight. So obviously this car is much different than the 2018 Demon because I don't think they had this drag suspension on it, clearly. And this car was absolutely made for drag racing and drag racing only. But I bought this car to drive it and enjoy it. I would love to hear everybody's comments. Do you think this was like sacrilegious? Now, keep in mind, now, Alex, let me ask you, how hard would it be to convert it back?
Not hard. Everything's here. We didn't damage anything when we took it apart, so I mean, I could do it for you in a day, have it all back together again, so you can take it to the track and bring it back here and we can set it right back.
Or you could just put the drag radials. The only difference is you'd have a slightly, I mean, who in the Dodge world actually thinks they didn't put wide body kit on the front for weight? That thing doesn't even weigh a couple pounds. It's not going to prevent it from doing a wheelie, okay?
There's maybe a couple pounds difference between what's on here now and what we took off.
It was done for cost. It made the car cheaper to make, period. End of story. But look at this baby. I want to hear in the comments, do you think this is sacrilegious to take a Dodge Demon and make it like a daily driver? Would you daily drive this car with drag radials? I don't think so. It didn't ride very good and it wasn't safe. But we're going to do another video because I'm going to have to drive it and see if it doesn't drive like a normal car, and then we're going to have to change the suspension. And I'll tell you what, who cares if the car goes from 155 and a quarter to 146 and a quarter? What's the difference? It's now a Dodge Demon that can roll down the road and be driven every single day. And just so we're on the same page, I told you that we had a AA Cuda. Here it is right here. We're getting some work done to this car. And do you see, this car has hood pins. And you may not even be aware of this, but this car doesn't even have a hood latch. So it's hood pins or nothing, and that's how it came from the factory. This is a real 1970 AAR 346 pack Cuda. AAR stands for All American Racing, which was Dan Gurney's racing team. This car was raced 1 year and 1 year only in 1970, and Dodge had their own version too, which was called a Dodge Challenger Trans Am, for those who don't know, because there was no such thing as a Trans Am either. There was a Firebird, and they called theirs TA, just like Dodge called theirs TA. But I can definitely see how it's sitting up really high, and it looks a little weird. It seems like the front end is up too.
The whole car is. Yeah, it needs probably an inch or 3/4 of an inch on the front and at least 2 in the back.
So what do you think it would
do? Adjustable coilover, so we'll set it up and then go drive it and set it up and get it set up so I would like it to sit tough. I think we can make it look really mean when we get it done with the right setup.
Man, I can't wait to see the comments, because there's a lot of Demon lovers out there. There's a lot of Dodge lovers out there. You tell me, does this car look better with the wide body kit, with the hood pins, and a car that you can actually drive in the rain? Are you really going to drive in the rain with those radial slicks? I don't think so. And I can tell you, it's probably going to have to be dropped a little. But now it's basically going to be a regular Challenger that you can drive every single day, but it's going to have all the internals of a Demon. And there you have it, folks. Look at that motor. That's right now, this motor is sitting at almost 1,200 horsepower. No, 1,100. It's about around 1,100.
No, you're going to lose 20.
No, I'm not talking about to the wheel. I'm talking about the horsepower overall.
Yeah.
I think it's 1,030 before we tuned it.
Yeah, and I think you're...
Now it's around 1,100. But to the wheel, it's like 980, 990.
I'm not the guy who knows dyno, but I'm pretty sure you lose about 20 or 25% between what's at the crank to what's at the wheel.
Here, I can tell you what, you did a dyno test.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
And no, I know, I'm gonna look it up. Let's take a look. Let's see. He sent it to me, and let's put this right here on camera. Yep, here it is right here, folks. There we go. Okay, so I can tell you, let's see. Max. Here, I blew it up. There's a difference between 93 octane and so on E85 it's 928 to the wheel, and on regular gas it's 810 to the wheel now. So that means it's probably like on regular gas it's probably like close to like 925 just raw horsepower, and then on E85 it's got to be 1100.
I take your word for it. I'm not 100%. That's not.
Well, you're talking about the 20% that you lose.
Yeah, I think you lose. I think you lose a little bit more than that. It might be a little bit higher than that at the crank, but I'm the last guy. I've got friends that do that stuff for us, and they tell us how they do it.
So Dodge Demon converted to everyday driver. What does everybody think about that? Yes, we are the same people that made the video called the Mopar Graveyard. We're going to do another video from that place because I think a lot of those cars are going to be for sale. You can check that out on our YouTube page. It's called Mopar Graveyard, where there was hundreds of Mopars just sitting all around a farm. But yes, I am a true lover of Mopar. Like I said, I have a Superbird, 446 pack sublime green Superbird, and it's an amazing Superbird because it's all original metal car, original motor, original everything. It's totally restored. Double AR CUDA, 446 pack. I've owned a 1970 Dodge Challenger in the past. I have another one that's not restored. It's a Panther Pink with white interior. I have a Hemi Super B, 69 Hemi Super B. I love Mopar. For me, it's Mopar no car. And by the way, guys, listen, I want a car to drive. Life is short. You can die tomorrow. I'm not going to have a car sitting in the garage that maybe you drive once in the blue moon. No, I want this car. This is my favorite car. And that white Lamborghini, that's my car as well. And you know what? That car is fun to drive, but nothing replaces Detroit muscle. Nothing. This is the baddest car that's ever been made, and I want to drive it every day. And I want it to look the way I think it should, and now it does. So I'd love to hear your comments below and hear what you think. Do you think we made a mistake, or do you think it looks 10 times better? Now, before we go, let's do something here because this is kind of neat. Let's turn it on. Now watch this. You tell me with this wide body kit, let's shut it. Let's put the clips back on it, and let's come over here and get the money shot right here. The headlights on. And you tell me if that car don't look 10 times meaner with the hood pins. Because you know what those hood pins signify? There's something on their hood so ferocious, we have to chain it down. And it's a scary car, is it not, Alex? Look at this thing. And this is the company that we had do it. White Glove Auto Exotic Services. And there you have it, folks. Let us know what you think. Holy cow! This car is not playing around. All right, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We do all kinds of weird stuff, sometimes pinball, sometimes cars, obviously. A lot of Halloween, a lot of cool, amazing amusement attractions. And we just had to do this video because I do videos of stuff I like. And you know what I like? This.